said that me being like talking about being sexually assaulted by a homeless guy, that's the kind of titillating stuff that we like to talk about. Titillating.
What's going on, you guys? Today we have Ana Kasparian and Cenk Uygur. They're having a meltdown over Emma Vigeland and Sam Seder. She makes an accusation about Emma Vigeland, and Emma Vigeland responds. Let's get into it.
The judge of that, Zach, but wow, this was wild.
On Twitch, I have to say I'm grateful for the work over the years. I first seen your show 12 years ago while I was in college. Wow, that's awesome. Thank you. That being said, doing these personal grievance politics all day is not productive. Taking money from something adjacent to Peter Thiel is likely on par or less than constant gripes with the left/Cedar.
He's talking about the Poly Market Studios, which is a gambling website where you're allowed to gamble on things like what's going to happen in politics, or whether or not a sports outcome is going to happen, or anything under the sun like that. You cannot legally bet on elections in America with Poly Market, which I think is hilarious. And then he went so far as to call it the Poly Market Studio. So really, he's just whoring himself out for cash from Peter Thiel.
Yep, every time they go live on the Young Turks, Cenk says, live from the Poly Market Studio.
/streamers. I thought this was supposed to be homo progressive. So let me just address both of those things. So Sam's doing the same thing that every person or show that's attacked us through the last 20 years.
Sam Seder?
Right? He'll analogize me to a Nazi, and then when I fight back, he'll go, "Oh my God, I can't believe it." He's making it so personal. He's making it so personal.
Sam Seder has never called Cenk a Nazi.
Yeah, I mean, I just called him a Nazi.
I was about to say, we've reviewed a couple clips now of Sam Seder calling out Cenk and Ana. I don't recall him referring to Cenk as a Nazi or as
it's never happened.
Nazi. I mean, yeah, I
will go to the mats and vouch for Sam Seder. I don't know the guy that well, but I have interacted with him, and I've watched enough of his content to know that that's not going to be the first insult that he slings, okay? If you know anything about Sam Seder, Nazi's not probably the first one that he's going to go to with a guy like Cenk Uygur.
Now all of a sudden, he named me. He's not allowed to name me. He's the one doing division. I mean, Majority Report spent the last year attacking us, and now all of a sudden they're catching feelings? No. So guys, if you hate that kind of stuff, we do it the least. We only do it after someone goes after us for about a
BS. Do you remember, Zach, when they called out good friend of the show, loyal friend of the show, Kyle Kalinske, and burnt the...
So right here we have Cenk Uygur calling out Sam Seder. He's wanting to say that Sam Seder is calling him, a Nazi, whenever he's really just calling out hypocrisy, as in, you're getting funded by Peter Thiel. What's going on here? Can we get an explanation on this? Can we get further communication on what your plans are? And we have Cenk Uygur, who's taking it to the next level and saying, "Oh, you're calling me a Nazi." Very thin-skinned on Cenk's part. Let's keep on going.
The bridge, because he wouldn't take their side enough in a feud they were doing with Jimmy Dore that was going on. Remember, he kind of tried
his best to be Switzerland.
He tried his best to be nice to both parties and to bring them back together. He put out a 40-minute video saying, "Hey Cenk, hey Jimmy, put this BS aside. Let's make amends. Let's be friends again. This is annoying and stupid and dumb. Let's stop." And Cenk's response, and Ana, both of their response for multiple years was to completely ostracize Kyle, to cut him off, and to diss him live on air whenever they could. Now Kyle's a bigger man. He's a mature adult. He eventually, was able to squash that beef. But still, to act like they don't engage in petty drama and name calling, complete BS. They literally punish disloyal friends of the show whenever people dare to speak out or criticize.
100%.
Years straight. Finally, we go.
Literally.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah. And so this is a post game, so I can say it. So finally, after somebody does it 1,000 times, we're like, all right, fuck it. Here's who's doing it, and fuck them, right?
Yeah.
And then everybody's like, oh no, I can't believe you're saying that about poor Jimmy Dore. I can't believe you're saying that about poor Dave Rubin. I can't believe you're saying that about.
Which is so funny, because those are your new bedfellows, actually. When we heard the last clip from Sam that on the Majority Report, he talks about how one of the early grievances he had with Cenk was that Cenk was mad at Sam for roasting Jimmy Dore for pivoting to the right. He was like, "Don't go after Jimmy, come on, man." And he's like, "I'm sorry, bro, but me and Michael are going to go after him because it's funny, it's great content, and he's saying right-wing propaganda that I don't agree with."
Yep, get ready for this, guys.
Yeah.
And then everybody's like, oh no, I can't believe you're saying that about poor Jimmy Dore. I can't believe you're saying that about poor Dave Rubin. I can't believe you're saying that about poor Sam Seder. I know. Poor Sam, okay? So anyways,
Trying to compare Sam to Dave Rubin and Jimmy Dore is peak projection, Gavin.
Yes, literal peak projection. Holy shit. You guys are the new Dave Rubin / Jimmy Dore. That's why the Majority Report has.
So here we go. We have Cenk Uygur really only caring about the perspective, really only caring about how he looks. He wants to make sure that your perception of him is clean, that it's always going to be, wow, this guy's so cool, that he's just such a tough guy, that, you know, this and that, when really, or behind the scenes, he's really just so sensitive, and he's really afraid to come clean with this.
Has to talk about you at all. In fact, they should be talking about you more. Look how many videos they did about Jimmy. You know what I'm saying? Look how many videos they did about Dave Rubin. They're going easy on you. They have the kid gloves on, Cenk. They don't even want to talk about you. Yet you have the nerve to call them the Jimmy Dore / Dave Rubin of this dynamic. What outrageous projection.
yes, they're going to try to trick you into thinking we started it when they've been punching us for a year straight. And if it bothers you that
Emma literally said that me being talking about being sexually assaulted by a homeless guy, you know, that's the kind of titillating stuff that we like to talk about. Titillating.
Right here we have Ana Kasparian throwing something out there, really just to have an excuse to be mad at Emma Vigeland. She just wants to say anything that she reads on the headlines and wants to say, oh, this is what Emma Vigeland's going to say. This is what she said about me. This is why I can be mad about her. And it gives her a free pass. It gives them a free pass to distance themselves from people that are calling them out. Just another common tactic that the Young Turks use. Let's see how Emma responds to it in this next clip.
She's hanging out with Glenn Beck. She's hanging out with Piers Morgan and other right-wingers and doing a lot of interviews. It is interesting, though, that, Cenk's going on PBD and all that kind of thing. It is interesting that still no response to Sam Seder's both private request to have a conversation about this on air on either TYT or on the Majority Report. If they feel more comfortable with it being on their platform, they can do that there. So Sam asked that of Cenk in the summer, and then publicly, I guess 2 weeks or so, basically said we can talk about this in a conversation. No response, but very eager to go to Glenn Beck's studio and have a conversation themselves. So I think
they are taking the what they have been credited for.
So yeah, there we have it, you guys. We have Emma Vigeland responding to Ana Kasparian after Anna wanting to throw Emma under the bus and, you know, sort of wanting to drag her name through the mud. We have Emma Vigeland still standing tall, being able to stand her ground throughout all the BS, throughout all of the mudslinging contests, whatever is going on. We see that the truth is prevailing. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Another day in the progressive way.